What a human day. But if you were not here this morning, I do want to introduce my guest because it's very inspiring. I mean, just reading her intro just got me this morning almost crying. She's a master artist who have been working for many years, dedicated to the healing arts. Helen Kagan, PhD, a holistic therapist and artist, creator of healing arts, unique concept. She believes that art is a catalyst for healing individual, society, and the environment, and so do I. And she grew up in what used to be the United Soviet Union, a communist state where oppression and control were a daily reality. So she formed that belief and the values that respect freedom and express yourself. And in 1991, her quest for freedom led her to the US, where she brought a Jewish heritage, a PhD in science, a master's in psychology, and an unending thirst to explore life's meaning. I just love reading your intro.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you so
and
much.
it has been, you are such a, I mean, a trooper, really. I have to totally honor and appreciate your patience today. You have been there. It has been challenging for us to finally make this happen. Whatever was happening, you have been patient. You stay with the audience this morning, and you're back with us today in this afternoon, in this evening. And we're speaking about healing arts, Helen. I mean, your works have that palpitation, let's say that they have that vibration, but that's what you give them. Talk to us about it.
Hello, guys. Hello, wonderful people. It's been a crazy day today, and Viviana just mentioned it a little bit. But I, as a psychologist and a therapist and a healer, I think I want to go a little deeper, not really into all the crazy details of a crazy day, but sometimes, things happen, and
Yes.
we are real people, and things happen to all of us. Take 2020. Take this crazy, turbulent year 2020, where a lot of things were happening, and they still are. We having consequences, and we having a lot of things that happening in 2021 because of all the restriction. I mean, the COVID, first of all, the pandemics, and all the other crazy things that's happening. So what happened today, of course, on the scale, if we are not comparing it with
Yes.
the big events, yeah, but it's been like on our smaller scale quite a crazy day. And we had to change the time of interview 6 times, actually. So
Yes.
right now it's the sixth time we are trying this interview. And
Oh, let me take this one.
when you, Viviana, you are an inspiration for all of us, and you said yes. Yeah, I've been very
Oh,
patient, and I've been doing my best. But you are an inspiration. I really wanted to be on this podcast, and we talked a lot about it. And I love that you call it a winner's journey.
yes.
And I thought a lot about it, and I was trying to kind of try it on myself, and I didn't feel like that kind of that title uh, fits me, or that I fit that title. And I felt for myself that I would call it, for me, a healer's journey, because I am a naturally born healer. I mean, I had tons of educations, obviously, in different fields. And when I have been creating my healing art as a concept, as an approach, as a technique, you can say, as a style, all of the above. So I integrated everything that I learned through, many different kinds and types of
Mm.
education. Being a scientist and being an engineer, actually, my first degree is in engineering, and then PhD in science, and then another master's, I think, or PhD. Oh my God, I forgot, in psychology, and then another one in clinical social work, and like a lot of training in healing. And I believe that all of that brought me to a place where I wanted to express certain things. I wanted to express bonjour. I wanted to express a lot of things that happening in this life through my art. And you can see as a background, I used my chakras. I have a series of that I call healing chakras, like one large artwork for each chakra, and I put it here. So finally, that the day will end up nicely, and you can see, you can feel probably. I hope that you can experience the high frequency vibrations from my art. This is the website right there. You can check it out later, and I would love to ask you when you will be checking out my website, and I hope you will, because I have a
I
lot of
will. I will. We can
I
actually do
have
it
a lot of art, so
anytime.
I really want you to check it out because very soon I will be having a really unique virtual reality show, and we are working on that. And unfortunately, well, again, it had to be changed many times already, like 3 or 4 times the dates, because like everything is crazy, and. I wanted to leave your email if you would like to on my website, and I promise I will respond to each person individually about the days and times of those virtual shows, because you will have an opportunity from the comfort of your own home to see a lot of beautiful and inspiring art. And so that just you leave your email on my website, and that's it. And I won't repeat it again because I'm not going to say, oh, this is the most important thing, but that would be nice because we creating something. It's my friends in Orlando, where I have 100 pieces of art in a high-end commercial building, exhibition ready. And why it's there, you might ask me? Because in 2020, actually exactly 1 year ago, like on February 2020, right before they officially announced the COVID pandemics, so I delivered these 100 pieces. And Viviana, you know what it is to deliver 100 pieces of art, especially like my big size art, to Orlando, and we did everything, even the labels, like everything is there hanging on the walls, everything. And all the
Wow.
shows were canceled. I was supposed to have 3 shows, big ones like major cities, Orlando, New York, and Rome. Everything was canceled. So I, as a normal person, even though I consider most of us, if not all of us, that we are not just human beings, that we are spiritual beings on a
Yep.
human journey.
Yep.
And that's my very strong belief, and I think I live by that. I do believe, and that I do know that I am a very spiritual, highly spiritual being on the human journey. And whatever happens with us, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily happens to us. And this is like, it's not just playing with the words, it's not just linguistics, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a really deep concept. And I wanted to address like a little bit what happened today, because there was no electricity, the generator went down, so there was like a lot of stuff happening
Yes.
today. And I just wanted to say to Viviana, and actually to all of you guys who are watching this video, um, I believe that life is not happening to us. Life is
Mhm.
happening for us. And
Yes.
and that's a huge difference.
Yes.
And the difference is that, if something happens for us, that's an opportunity. That's a real opportunity to see, haha, can you handle it? It might be even a test, like, can you really handle it? Or, it's been like insane, change the time for like 6 times and to prepare like my speech. And I have like gazillions of pages that I prepared because, I'm very responsible. So, and then I think, you know what? No, I will be speaking just like a real person to real people. And I know, Viviana, like I said, you are inspiration to all of us. Every email you send, you say, stay inspired. And
Mm.
it's always touches my heart because I think that's really very deep. Because if
Mm.
you stay inspired and you remind yourself to stay inspired, and all this, you might say big words like love, light, gratitude, inspiration, all of those wonderful words, they're not just words, they have a lot of meaning. And
They have energy. Mm.
absolutely, they have energy attached to them.
Mm.
So by saying all that, I'm just kind of, it's a preamble to introduce you to my healing art, which embraces all of those concepts. It's not just art. It's not that I just take brushes or palette knife or God knows what else, my hands and
Mhm.
anything goes when I create art. And actually, it's not creating; it's co-creating. That's what I do, and I co-create. With the divine. I channel. Whatever other words you might say. I align myself with God, with the universe. I channel all the messages that I am receiving, and this is why there is so many spiritually embedded messages in my art, and this is why it's so high frequency vibrational art. And again, this year, 2020, I felt an obligation. It felt almost like a duty that, as a healing artist, I must create more art, more
Mm.
life affirming art, because the times were difficult for almost everybody. There were
Yes.
probably some people who, really saw it as an opportunity, those difficult times, and they might, even work with those, different laws, law of attraction, or, there is a lot of different spiritual laws, and they might be happy. But the majority of people were not so happy. There was a lot of grief, and there was a lot of fear, and there was a lot of uncertainty, and all these negative things. Negative, not because they're bad, but negative because they bring a lot of despair, and
Mhm.
they don't allow you to feel happy. And this is why I felt like, really, as a light worker, as a healing artist, I felt like I really want to create more and more art. However, it wasn't easy for me. I'm not saying, oh, you know what, okay, so you're an artist, go create. No, it's been a really difficult time for me as well. I'm actually, and I'm talking about it now because I'm no longer practice as a therapist, so I can openly talk about it. In the past, I wouldn't. So I am a severe PTSD survivor. I have really multiple. They now called it like a complex
Mhm.
PTSD symptoms, and I have been experiencing all of them. All, believe me.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's
It's
been.
like coming back, something
Huh?
like coming back with the
Oh,
situation that we were living. Mm.
Oh, they are always coming back. They call
Yeah.
flashbacks. When whatever trauma, and a lot of people dealing with trauma, and a
Yeah.
lot of people don't see, like, now I can again put my therapist hat, and I can
Mm.
say that I know it by fact that a lot of people, not only Vietnam War veterans or the Iraq War veterans,
Yeah.
even though those people will be more prone to being re-traumatized when the difficult situations like 2020 with all this craziness, uh, and I can say the world has been changing.
Yes.
The world is changing. And whether we want to accept it or not, whether we want to stay in denial, or we will see and bring our awareness to the fact that, yes, the whole world, not just one New York City where, all the banks and the restaurants are moving to Miami. It's not just, certain other cities where the pandemic is like triple. It's the whole world with our beliefs. I would say our belief system is changing, and I think
Right.
it's like, yeah, you agree. So I think it's
Absolutely.
very
Absolutely.
important that we pay attention to that. How it relates to my art, one might wonder, because I'm a thinking individual. I think a lot. It doesn't sound right. It's not that I think a lot, but I'm really bringing my awareness to the process. And whatever this process is, whether I'm creating art, whether I am writing a book. Actually, right now I'm working on two books. One is my own book. Let me see what's the title. I confuse. Excuse me, I confuse it. And the second book, I'm working on that with my colleague and a dear friend, and she's an expert in ease. She's like a movement. Uh, she's a healer of movement, and
Mhm.
the concept would call embody your ease, and that will be again about embracing, and not only embracing like that, but embodying, the concept of ease, because it's been so difficult and so devastating, and how you can live from that place, enjoying life, and even finding, real joyful moments and happiness in the difficult situations. So that's the book I'm working with a friend of mine. Her name is Laura Donnelly, and she has her own podcast that calls A Healing Path. Actually, that's how we met. She interviewed me, and we found like so many things that we have in common. That usually happens. So we decided to write a book and to do the podcast, and to do something else. And so my own book will be called Artist of the Future, a journey to
Mhm.
yourself, embodying light, love, and gratitude. This is why it's so dear to me. And I was invited by the Authority magazine, the Authority, the big, the Authority magazine. So
Right.
they already publishing my article. It should be published somewhere in the end of March. So with the same title. And they put me in the category of women and wellness. And I thought, do I belong to that category, women and wellness? And then I thought, you know what, really I do. I'm a woman who is, preaching about wellness in just a very unique way through my healing art. Excuse me. And besides books, like I said, I've been working like crazy on creating actual art, the paintings, and I have now several collections and series that specifically, again, because I worked with intention. Oh, I forgot to mention it. I was a pioneer like many years ago, like 25, 30 years ago, when I started to create art with intention, with a particular intention to heal. So not just, do some sketches, or do some plein air, paintings. No, my art had a specific intention, be a healing messenger, or be a healing source, be a healing path through
Mm.
which, an observer or a viewer or a person who experience my art, because it's not one dimensional. You don't just see or, watch. You experience it multidimensionally. That's why I call my art multidimensional art. So and as I mentioned before, I think I started to do it, to create my art first, to heal myself,
Of course.
and and
I
then
think that's genuinely how a healer develops, right?
I
We
agree
are
with you.
born, I think a healer is born a healer, but then goes through all these experiences so that you are ready and prepared for that healing journey. So, like you said, life happens for us. Every
Life
situation,
happened for us.
since we are children, everything that happens is for us to be ready for that purpose that we came to deliver, right?
I cannot agree with you more, because that's like you mentioned before, that I'm a very dedicated person to the process of healing, and whether I'm doing it through, I have been doing it through my skills as a therapist, as a energy healer, hands-on, hands-off, distant, any
Mm.
kind of healing, or like I said, integrating all my skills and gifts and whatever else, some processes are integrated into my healing arts in a different way, as a different medium, as a different, like I said, carrier. So
Right.
I am giving or providing healing to again, that was my intention, that I can bring healing to many, many, many more people than just working one-on-one in therapy, or running groups, or even doing like workshops for, let's say, 10, 20, 50 people. Still, it's not the
Yeah.
same. Through my art, I can bring it to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And this is actually very interesting, again, time right now, because a lot of uh, because there is not many things can happen in a real reality, in three-dimensional reality. So now we're doing it online, we're doing it in a
True.
virtual reality. And so this is the way how, art, for instance, or not just art like paintings, but many different modalities of art can be brought to so many people. And that's a unique situation. That's why I was like, really encouraging you to come to my website and register. Just send me your email and I will tell you when all these virtual shows will be happening. Actually, one was supposed to be happening last month, but we moved it. So as I started to talk about my vision, mission, and purpose, because Viviana mention it, and for me it's not just words. It's a very serious, very deep and serious concepts that I'm taking very seriously again. And even though I might be smiling a lot, and I'm a funny person, but there are certain things that are very, very serious, and nothing can change that. So my vision, mission, and purpose, and basically a major direction that I take in my life for the last number of years, it's to develop, uh, hopefully nationally and internationally, uh, my healing arts that I would be
Mm-hmm.
doing, and bring it in various, series and collections, because I have plenty. I have a lot of my healing arts, and bring it to, first of all, healthcare. And I know Viviana and myself, we talked about it. Actually, we had a
Right.
couple of previous interviews, and I'm still trying. It's like I don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that right now it might be even a better opportunity to do it online, because, like I
Right.
said, there will be, different types of shows, and people can see more. I mean, right now I just put my chakras here. Like, I don't know if you can see many of them or some of
Yes.
them. Because I cannot see, but some of them I put specifically this one. No, this one, this one, because it has Om, and
Yes.
Om is one of the major symbols in a spirituality. So healthcare is number one. Uh, I think that would be wonderful if my art somehow miraculously will end up in some hospitality markets like hotels. And I have different collections. Like, I have a collection of zodiacs, 12 zodiac signs that are so cool. And just imagine if they can be placed, in hotel rooms, and people will rent the rooms based on their zodiac signs or something like that. So I have tons of crazy ideas. So, but like I said, first of all, it's the healthcare, and it's been difficult. I'm not just. I don't want to pretend that, I just create art, and uh, people want my art, and then they say no. Usually, hospitals and medical establishments, they have their own designers, they have their own consultants, they have their own people, and so to get into that place, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything else, it requires certain works, it requires contacts, it requires a lot of work. So what I recently started to work on, I am creating a healing arts initiative, and I'm looking for sponsors who will not sponsor me. No, they will sponsor the project, and their names would be put, like in a hospital, they always put like a plug. So that was a donation, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So their names will be put there. Uh, for what that I would like to produce a big number, large number of G clays. G clays, it's a high quality. Viviana
Yeah.
knows, but some of the viewers might not know. It's a high quality reproductions of your art. So
Right.
instead of for the hospital to buy art from me, I want to donate a
Mm-hmm.
big number of art to the hospitals, because I know I have a lot of testimonials, I have a lot of feedback from people who have my art, either originals or reproductions, or even like small cards. You saw my cards, Viviana. Remember when you did a beautiful show for me
Yeah.
in New York City? There were those cards, and people were like grabbing those cards. They were like, "Oh, I want this card! I want this card!" I mean, I call it cards, but they're basically flyers, so they can be framed and put on the wall. So I do have a lot of testimonials from people that even those little cards, little compared to huge originals, they are healing. People put them
Mhm.
on their desk. They put them on their next to computer. They put it on a night table, and like in the morning they feel better. Or they're just looking at the vibrant art. And when they look, when our eyes are concentrated on that vibrant, healing frequencies of art, then your body, even your body, I'm not talking about just your emotions, just like your state of mind, but even your body, your physical body might start feeling better. And this is why I think that it's so important for the healthcare to embrace that concept. So like I said, looking for sponsors. If you guys know anybody, and I'm putting my art and my name in many different places. I'm like a member of a couple of joint venture directories, so I'm trying to find people there who would be interested in collaboration. So this is like more a business part of the subject, but this is how I see what my role is. I'm not just an
Mhm.
artist. Mm-mm. Because that's a luxury to be just an artist in such difficult times. I wish I could be just an artist and just create my art. And honestly, probably like 10, 15 if percent of all the time that I have a luxury to create. And nobody believes me. I paint, relatively fast, but it does take a lot of time. Viviana,
Of
you know that.
course. Takes
Running
time
so
and
many
work.
businesses, so many wonderful businesses, you know that. And so I'm not
Yeah.
complaining. I'm just saying this is a challenge. And
Right.
again, coming back to what's been happening today, I want you to think, not you only, but everybody, that life is happening for us. There is always an
Absolutely.
opportunity. Even in the
Absolutely.
worst case scenarios, this is or that has been an opportunity that we might take on and
Mhm.
see if you can do something about it. And like I said, the year 2020, I'm sure, was uh, quite a difficult year for everybody, and everybody has to find their own way to deal with that. And
Yeah.
there's been a lot of increase of emotional upheavals, like suicide rate. I mean, I don't want to talk about that because probably you know that as well as I do. But on another hand, what I wanted to say on a more positive note is that it's been a transformational year. And
Yeah.
whether we want it or not, we were transformed.
It has been spiritually beautiful. It has been before and after for humanity. And I think we've gotten in touch with our inner divine self because we were forced to,
We were
you know,
forced to do that.
we were forced
Absolutely.
to corner there. And I think if you are a light worker, if you are someone that there were many, 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 many people that had that in here and they didn't know because they were running around in the corporate world, or they were running around busy, or just running around taking care of kids or whatever. And I think when there was this stop,
Stop. I just wanted to say
it was
that was
like
like,
heaven,
stop.
or I believe it was like stop and then look inside. And when we did that, that's how I see 2020. When we did that, we saw everything, the beautiful, the ugly. The ugliness came out, the
Oh, there was
aggressiveness,
a lot of ugliness.
everything came out. But it was a transformative experience for humanity. I think a lot of angels came out of 2020,
That's
in a
true.
good sense. In a lot of people, a lot of butterflies got to spread their wings in 2020 and see their beautiful colors. and we're here, we're here. I think we're ready to now to bounce back in a different way. It's a new era. What
I
you're
agree.
doing,
Oh,
I
I
think
agree
what you're
totally.
doing is like perfect for this time. It's if before was something that it was needed, it was necessary to have artists who are not just they're creating with an intention because they know their mission, they know their cause. Now it's more than ever before necessary, and I think when you're creating like that, Helen, you are healing, not just when with your art, but you're healing with the act of your creative process.
With
You're
the
already
act of,
healing.
I agree with you. I cannot agree with you more. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is why we always, you and I feel like so much, not only camaraderie, but like a deeper understanding. And I
Yeah.
really appreciate what you do. You do like a lot of different things, all this, not just exhibitions, but the, how you call it, the Earth Day, like
Yeah.
celebrating the Earth Day, and like all that films that you did with your husband. It just it's just amazing how deep you go.
Thank you.
And
We
no,
do that.
thank
It's
you,
my
because
mission. It's the same.
yeah,
It's like
I go
I
deep,
could
but
not do it because then there's something in here that's not gonna leave me alone if I don't do it.
I
You know?
know exactly
You
what you're
know
saying.
that
No,
that
I know. I do. I do. Honest to God, I know exactly what you're saying, because it's like nudging.
yes,
It's like, knocking. It's nudging. I don't know what's the right word would be for
yes,
that, but it's
yeah,
definitely doesn't doesn't let you, just do nothing. Doesn't let you sleep at night when, all these things are happening. It's really, I think it's important. It's important
yes,
for us not only as a nation, it's important for us as the whole world, the people of the world,
it
the
is.
spiritual beings in the world. Like you said, you felt like they were the divine, the heavens.
Yep.
They brought this sign, stop. And there was like, again, because I'm so multidimensional like you are, I mean, I see things, I hear things, I mostly kinesthetically, I feel things. That's how my art is, very kinesthetic, because you experience it. And so it's like I felt that everything around me was like screaming, stop,
Yes,
stop,
yes,
stop living those lives that you're living. You have to change. And you can say that, yeah, jokingly, you can say that orange is the new black, but this is a new reality. It's not
yeah,
only about orange, and it's not only about black, and it's not only, again, I'm not minimizing, I'm saying it's not only about the Black Lives Matter, it's not about only me too, but it was a lot of processes that came up from, from being held, I'm sorry, hold up for held for such a long time. And this is all healing.
yeah,
Healing is not only about rosy and blue sky and all this fancy stuff, butterflies on the walls. No, healing can take ugly forms. Why? Because there is a lot of things that we
yes,
need to heal,
yes,
right? So there is a lot of things that are maybe inside of us, like you said, and we don't even know that they exist. And only when some serious, stressful events coming, then a
mm,
person gets triggered, and then they will be traumatized, or like in my case, re-traumatized. And there is a lot of things that would
yeah,
be, excuse me, not very pleasant. But as a healer, I know it's a necessary part of the process to heal this. You cannot just, if you could, if any of you could just, snap your fingers and everything goes away and everything will
right.
be fine, you know, uh, call me. I would love to be there. But I know, I know that, a process takes a long time. And, during the process of healing, and it can take a long time or it can take a shorter time. And again, I can talk about my healing arts. I can talk for hours about my healing arts. What exactly does it do? But it still would be just a part that I'm aware of. And I don't know everything what's in there, because like I said, I am connected with the divine, with the heavens, and I'm aligned with the higher power, and I'm aligned with all those sources that supply me. I'm just like a channel, like a vessel through which the information that needs to be uh, communicated is there. It's being given to me, so I can communicate it in different ways. And what's interesting? I don't talk about it much, but that's interesting. That happened in 2020. On the verge in 2021. So I took some, course in
Helen, I just want to
meditation.
say hello to Yayi Riveros, who's telling us healing takes time. Hey,
Thank
Yayi,
you.
sending you
Yes,
a big, big hug and kisses. She's a dear
healing takes
friend.
time. You're
She's a dear
absolutely correct.
friend. We
Thank you.
know each other. We went to high school together, so you can imagine.
Oh my
Sending
God.
you hugs, Yayi. I'm so
Well,
happy
uh,
that she was tuned in. She's tuned in.
it's a wonderful statement that healing takes time.
Healing
However,
takes time.
I don't want to argue with that. Yes, absolutely, it takes time. However, the process can be shorter or longer depending
Yeah.
on where you are and where you want to be.
Us. Exactly. Exactly.
See, and what tools are you using? Are you just sitting and waiting when the healing will come to you? I'm not telling you, but one. Or if you are really taking different opportunities and doing some, taking some courses, doing some meditations, or learning some yoga postures that you never knew before, or doing breathing. It's like I'm just mentioned, or dancing. Like I've been dancing like crazy by
It
myself
is.
because
It is.
I am an avid dancer. Viviana knows that. Remember how we were dancing on that big, big party in that gallery? So we both love dancing. I'm a crazy, I mean, not crazy, but avid dancer. And because there is no opportunities, what do? I put my favorite music on because, I just have to do it. This is my way of, bringing the good vibrations. I call it, yeah, I need to, like you press the button and I need to get the good vibes because
Well, I tell you
otherwise,
what,
yeah,
I'm also a dancer. I come from Colombia, from the
yes,
Caribbean.
remember, yeah,
We dance everything. Joy,
absolutely.
sadness, sorrow. You dance it. You dance it off. You do some salsa, merengue, whatever it is. In
I
my
do
country, it's
everything
like
too. I'm not
cumbia.
from Colombia, but
But you know what, Helen? I think we have to find. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sally. She's loving the discussion. I think
thank
we
you.
have to. We all have something, though. We all have something that we like, and that is that thing that pushes up to the good side, right? It's like we're in this when we are going through hard times. This is how I feel, that we are in this, either you tilt it this way or this way. And if you know that dancing makes you go this way, just dance, or painting, or whatever it is, right? Because
Whatever fits. First
music,
of all,
even music, I love to
music, absolutely, music, poetry,
anything. Art has
anything. Mhm.
that healing. There is a healing property to every shape and form of art, and the artists who create with that intention, I think they're like they stay. You just don't forget this. I have like histories of even salsa writers that I love the songs. I don't know if you ever heard of if you have ever heard of Celia Cruz, who was an incredible
Of
musician.
course,
She's passed
I love.
already.
You kidding me?
She sings a song that I play that song when I'm not feeling well. And it's carnaval, it's like la vida es un carnaval. Life is a carnival. And
Yes,
you just have to, and
I feel that we have to go dancing right
oh, there
now.
you go. So we have to tap into that, and
Yes,
the challenge, of course, is connecting, right? Like you say, dealing with the ugly, because sooner or later we have to, right? It's like cleaning the room. You have to make such a mess before everything looks nice, and that's how I see humanity, really. Last year, everything that was coming
It's
out.
always, there is a saying, I'm
To
sorry
come
for
out.
interruption. Wait, wait. There is a saying, it's always darker before the dawn, or something like that. It's the most, so the meaning is that it's always the darkest before the dawn.
Coming. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly, exactly,
yes. But I
exactly.
mean, I totally agree with you that, see, like, every person has some gifts. Every
Yes.
person, even if they say, "Oh no, I can't paint, forget it. Oh no, I can't dance. Oh no, are you kidding me? I can't sing. Sing in the freaking shower. You know that nobody hears you, or in the car. You know, you don't know how to paint. There is a gazillions of courses right now. I
Yeah.
mean, I am bombarded constantly, daily, because all this course
Yes.
and this course. It's either free or like, I don't know, $10. So take it and do that. Educate yourself. Or I started to tell you. I'm sorry, I forgot. Give me one sec. Because that was mind blowing, even to me. It's like it's kind of difficult to surprise me in terms of all the spiritual things, because I have experienced many. But still, sometimes it just surprises me to the degree that I'm like, wow, like today, for instance, but in a different way. But I started to say that I think it was December or January, I forgot. Anyway, so I was taking some course in meditation activation something, and a
Mm.
beautiful lady from the islands, from Hawaii, she was leading that course, and I really loved the energy. And it was just like half an hour meditation, and that was it. Like, and then the next day there was a different meditation, and the next. But it was so powerful to me, and maybe in the right time, that what? Helen Kagan, who doesn't like poetry, I apologize. I love a lot of other things, but I'm not, I shouldn't say I don't like, but I'm not a big fan. I love writing, but not poetry. And so Helen Kagan started to write poetry.
Wow.
And I thought, it was like an avalanche of information coming to me in a way of poetry, not in the way of
Wow.
songs, not in the way of my crazy dancing, not in the way of like playing, because I'm playing piano and uh, and one other instrument that I haven't even practiced because I was not in the mood. So, anyways, I started to write poetry, and I thought to myself, Helen, you must be going crazy. This is one modality that you never tried. I never written any poetry, and it's like a very deep spiritual. And I actually, if you let me, because they're not very long, if that's okay with you, I can read one
That's
poem. And
fine. That's
you would
fine.
like to? Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, and because I thought it's just an interesting phenomena for me. And then I wanted to say a couple of words about a new direction that I'm developing, which I think you, Viviana, personally would love, because I know your interest to fashion, and you're always very fashionable, and you're Italiana, so you can appreciate a really good clothing. I know that. So let me read the poem first, and then I will say a couple of words. Are we okay with time? Are we
Yes,
okay with
we're
time?
okay. We're okay. We
We
have
okay? Yeah,
a
we
little bit
waited.
more.
Listen, we waited the whole day, so we're good. Okay, the poem actually is very interesting. So I will try to read it in a way that I can deliver the message. It calls the voice of your soul.
Hmm.
Receiving the blessings of you in loving presence. When you listen to the voice of your soul, allowing the intuition to guide you through the labyrinth of unknown, taking away all fears, losses, and judgment, letting go of bitterness, and letting joy in the space you call your broken heart, dissolving grief, tears, and sadness in a sparkling light of the divine, bliss, embracing the voice of your soul. Welcoming spirit, clear your heart for creation, to make space for unknown to become a blessing, holding space for the truth to enter your soul, allowing the higher you to blossom, bringing beautiful fruits to share with love, being grateful for the awesomeness of you, following the voice of your soul.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thank you. I actually love it myself. That's why excuse me, decided to bring it to our.
And it's about healing.
It's all about healing.
Oh, it's
It's
so
all about healing.
beautiful.
And then I have about 10, 15 of them already, and like really serious poems. Thank you
My
so
head
much.
is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Uh,
Yes.
it's better when you can see it because it's like a broken rhythm. And like I said, I never wrote poetry, but it just came to me. I didn't even have to like change a lot. It was like as if I was just writing what is already recorded. It's like weird feeling. I have that i have that very similar feeling when I create my art. So as if I'm just, like I said, a channel, a vessel, that
Yes.
I'm receiving that and I'm putting it on a canvas, but I never received it like in a written form, in the way of poetry. So thank you very much. I hope you like it. And like I said, I have plenty of them, and I will definitely include it in my book, and it will be very interesting. I want a book with my art. That will be my book. Like every second page will be my art, and then there will be poems associated with that art, and then it will be my personal story. But I don't want to bore. Like it's sometimes can be boring to bore anybody with my personal story, even though there is like a lot of crazy stuff. So I will like weave it, in between the poetry and the art, and so that will be like very, in my case, in my opinion, could become a very, very interesting type of book. It's not just like
Yes.
a science fiction, or it's not just an art book, or it's like all together. And basically, it's who I am. It's like all my many. I don't even know how to say it. Multi
Yeah. The many faces of you.
many, yeah, multi-dimensional me. So for you especially, Viviana, we never talked about it. So what I'm working in other direction of my healing art, that I wanted to do it for a very, very long time. And I think in Spectrum in Miami, we mentioned that because there was something. Yes, you were going to some fashion show. Okay, now I remember. And it was about 5 years ago.
Yes. Wow, you have
Yes,
this
yes,
memory.
I remember now. Oh my God, I remember now, all of a sudden. So, anyways, what
An
I'm doing,
environmental environmental
environmental, yes, yes,
fashion show. Yes.
fashion show. Listen, I just remember that. Oh my God.
Yes.
Anyway, so, what I'm doing, and I'm very excited about it. And again, I'm looking for people to collaborate and to who would be interested in that. So, my healing art is in itself a phenomena because it's, like I said, it's multidimensional and it has healing power embedded in it. So I am creating a wearable healing art.
Oh, that's beautiful. Love it. Love it.
So so I already trademarking it. It's right now in the it took quite some time because people there couldn't understand how you can, put art on a certain surfaces. And, like I said,
Yeah.
well, you do put it because there is people already doing some wearable
Yeah.
art. They just put it, on some clothing, on some scarves, so beautiful, tunics, or
Oh, I'll
like
be wearing
like
it for sure. You know I'm
yes,
your
but can
fan,
you
so I'll be
imagine?
wearing.
Can you imagine? If
Yes.
you're wearing a beautiful scarf and you have all that healing elements in it and
That's a great idea. Mm.
integrated in it, and when you're wearing it, you feel better. Not only
Yeah.
because it's beautiful and it's colorful, but because it has all the. So I am like I said, trademarking it, and I took all possible classes that you can do that for, because I really want to do it for the healthcare. Can you
Mm.
imagine this
Yeah.
colorful art on not necessarily just as paintings on the walls, but it can be pillows, it can be uh,
Right.
covers, it can be curtains, it can be anything that can bring that healing elements to people who are suffering.
Mm. Mm.
And this is this
Beautiful.
is this is the this is the new direction that I am taking. Like I said, I've been thinking and thinking and thinking about it, and I just don't have time to do all that. So People, if anybody is interested to help me collaborate with me, please let me know. There is my website, there is a email there. It's easy. There is a phone number there. It's easy to reach me anyways, because you can just Google Helen Kagan Healing Arts, and you will get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of entries there. And really,
Awesome. Awesome.
if
Awesome.
if anybody is interested in very series, that's my, like I said, mission, vision, and purpose. This is what I really want to bring to the world, my healing arts, because I know it is healing, and I know that it can help so many in so many different ways. So now I want to do it through the wearable healing arts, through the clothing. uh, there were actually already a couple firms contacted me, but they didn't seem reliable, and I don't want to even deal with that, because one firm is from Pakistan. Again, I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything, but the way they were approaching it, I
Yes.
you know what, you have a gut feeling,
Yes. Go
yeah,
with your intuition always.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. So
Well,
yes, and can you imagine?
I
Can
think
you
it's
imagine that?
awesome. Great idea. Yeah. Great
Thank you
idea.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you again. You have any questions? Do you have any questions for me?
No, I'm good. We're reaching our the end of our show. I am so thankful that we made this happen.
I'm so thankful. You have no
and
idea.
and thank you for your healing arts. I think it's great to bring that awareness also to our audience. For anyone that is watching out there, I think this is a moment to get in touch with your divine self, with your inner being. Get in touch with what's created with the hands of the artist that has the energy from that artist that created it with love, with dedication, and start supporting the art, start
With
supporting
the
the
voice,
artist.
with the
And
voice of your soul. It's been
exactly,
created with the voice of my soul.
exactly. And start supporting that, start supporting that. And it's I really like to mention that every time that we have a show, because creating or purchasing an artwork, it's such an investment. It goes forever and ever. It goes for so many generations. And people probably are afraid of collecting because they are not aware of that incredible benefit. And our guest just walked out. But I
No,
really
I just put
encourage
some. I
anyone.
just put some light on because
Okay.
it got really dark here. I'm in Vermont right now, so
This has
it,
been quite a show. Well, Helen, thank you so much. And like I said out there, guys, go and check out the artist website and support the arts. Nothing like getting incredible artworks that are going to bring beautiful healing for your home. And the walls of your home have a message. What message are they sharing with your visitors? Don't forget that your walls have a message. Make sure that you're sharing the right message. Thank you, Helen, for your presence. Thanks, everybody, for watching, for supporting the winner's journey. The winner's journey is about people who have conquered their fears, who have conquered their situations, who have conquered so much to get to where they are. You are one of them, Helen, and I thank you very much. And for everyone out there, don't forget to stay inspired. Inspired.
thank you. Thank you for your dedication to the process. Thank you. Thank you, Viviana, for